What's up, guys? Anthony Monetti here. Project My Life. Ask Monetti podcast. A little different view here. Karen's not with me. It's been a crazy day over in the studio, and the day just got away from us, and we didn't link up for a podcast together. But I just pulled up to my acting class, and I'm 10 minutes early, so I have 9 minutes to do a quick little podcast, and I figured I would squeeze it in to make sure I stay consistent with that, because I'm liking the discipline of doing it every fucking day. Hope you guys are digging the podcast. If you are, please let me know. Write a nice review for me, for us, and if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it all. Keep your negative comments to yourself. Got enough shit going on. No, but I really appreciate it. Alright, so a question I got recently was, what are my thoughts on creatine? And I'm only going to speak from experience, and I could probably sum this podcast up in about 45 seconds by saying I like creatine, I take creatine, and I feel a little bit fuller from creatine as far as musculature. As far as, do I feel a little stronger? I'm not sure if I really feel stronger. I feel it enhances my look more so than my strength, and as like regulating strength. In other words, I don't feel like when I take creatine, I don't feel like I'm that much stronger than when I'm not taking creatine. And that being said, I do take creatine in addition to my post-workout. Does have some creatine in it. My whey protein has a little bit of creatine in it, but I take in addition to, I take 5 milligrams pre-workout. I'll throw it in my pre-workout drink. NutriBio, I take either NutriBio Pre-Extreme, which is got some carbs in it, or NutriBio Pre, which has got no carbs in it, or sometimes I'll take a pre-workout NutriBio pre-stim free, no stimulants, no caffeine, excuse me, but there is a little bit of creatine in it. I throw an additional 5 grams in it because it's really small, the amount of creatine that's actually in the pre-workout and post-workout. So I take 5 milligrams in addition to that. And do I do it all year long? No, I do it probably when I think about it. Really, I do it. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. I'll do it, if I have a tub of it in the studio, I'll take it until it's gone, and then I forget to buy it, and then oh shit, I can take some creatine. So I don't think it's a game changer. I do think it helps. That being said, there's some scientists out there that can give you more of a molecular breakdown of what creatine's actually doing. I've always been, and again, I'm going back, when creatine first came out, it was literally like talking to the guy in the gym, like on the DL, and getting like the bag of creatine that was not labeled yet, and it was, kind of like the secret ingredient, and it was just coming out. It was like, oh, I got this stuff, before you try steroids, try this. This is the next, best thing to steroids. And back then I was trying everything, and especially if it wasn't steroids, I was trying it. But it was their philosophy back then. I'm not sure if it was just a marketing thing that they wanted you to buy more creatine, but you'd have to take it 5 teaspoons a day for 5 days, which is basically 5 grams per teaspoon, right? So 5 milligrams 5 times a day for 5 days. That's what they called their loading phase. And after you load it up on it, then you would take it either 5 or 10 milligrams per day after that. So we used to have that loading phase back in the day. Now there's, I don't think you need that much of it, obviously. I don't think I think that's overkill. I think it will be taxing on your kidneys because it does make you retain water. So that was, I'm going back 1994, maybe 1994. I'm talking before I was graduating high school. So that's how long I'm going back as far as when creatine first came out, when it hit the scene. That's my experience with it. Now again, 5 5 milligram scoop pre-workout is all I take. But how it was explained to me is like your muscles have little cups, basically little cells in it, and they're basically little cups, right? Little cups. And when the cups get filled up with water, which is your muscle fibers, right? When those cups get filled up with water, you can't put any more water into it. That's it. It's filled up. So there's no more loading phase anymore. And 5 milligrams, maybe 10 milligrams is probably all you need. Anything more than that, you're probably going to get a little bloated. Again, there's scientists out there that can give you more of a molecular breakdown and more what it's doing scientifically. It's supposed to help with, recovery. It's supposed to help with performance. There's other, benefits of creatine. I've always looked at it like I felt a little bit more fuller, and if I took too much, I felt a little bit bloated. So, that's my quick take on creatine. Guys like Jeff Nippard, I'm sure he's got a scientific video out there that explains creatine. My man Chris Barraquette, I'm sure he's got, or he could have on his Instagram, has some information about creatine and the benefits of it. But to answer your question, I do take creatine. I do feel it's beneficial. It's probably one of the only supplements that are tried and true, that if you get a good quality, a good brand. I personally, have been using Nutribio for years now. It's a brand that I trust and I believe has quality products, and there's no bullshit in them. And that's the main ingredient with any kind of supplementation, is finding a company, a reputable company that is, putting out quality products, and then, then going with it. And they have a creatine I've been using, but I do take it. I do believe in it. I think it helps. Back in the day, they were also talking about, creatine being harmful for wrestlers were taking it and getting sick. Apparently, of course, there's always some kind of controversy with all supplements and everything fucking these days. There's always some kind of contradicting theory. I'm only speaking about my experience with it. I'm only expressing, my opinions on it. Take them with a grain of salt. Do your research, and really, like, most of the stuff that I talk about is all of it is based upon my experience. I don't do scientific research, and I never really have. I'll be honest with you. I've always done things. I've always tried things, and if they worked, I stuck with them. And if they didn't work, I didn't do them again. I didn't look deeply into the whys and the hows. Although it does, some things pique my interest that I'll research, deeper, and I'll ask somebody that I look up to and somebody that I trust. But that being said, these are just my opinions. I am not a doctor or a fucking scientist, but those are my opinions on creatine. Go for it. Give it a go, and let me know how you feel with it. It also came from a gentleman who was in his 40s. So to answer your question specifically, guys in your 40s have taken creatine. Yeah, I don't think it has any harmful benefits. I take it, and I dig it. So that's a wrap. I'm going to head into my acting class now. I'm also working on a day in the life of my food. Well, what I eat in a given day. So I've been, documenting my food. And later on, I'm going to have a little metrics bar on the go. But I'm heading into my acting class now. 9 seconds. I got believe in yourself. Trust the process. Practice patience. 9 minutes on the button.